first forecast brought to you by Stored at Home, rent-to-own portable buildings. Out there today, it was warm, but it didn't feel terrible. Our dew points will be on the increase over the next several days and eventually leading to rain. 85 degrees is where we got to today. 56 last night. It's around where we should be for our overnight lows. 80 is where we should be for our normal high for this time of year. The record set back in 1952, 93 degrees and 43 for overnight lows. Those overnight low records are starting to get rather warm. It tells you where we're headed as far as our season. And speaking of that, we're definitely going to have more humidity and much warmer temperatures by the end of the week. Even tracking thunderstorms, severe risk, relatively low at this point in time. Mentioned it last week, but still going to be keeping a close eye on it. 57 out there tonight, mostly clear skies. We'll be talking all about the warmth and the humidity coming up just a few minutes. Your ABC 31 News starts now.
Welcome to ABC 31 News Tonight. I'm Scott Beadle. Every vote counts. Spring municipal and runoff elections drew a low voter turnout, about 15%, and in one key race, it came down to just 137 votes. Jerome Hopewell defeated interim city marshal Ricky Raschel to fill the unexpired term of Terrence Grimes for Alexandria City and Ward Marshal. The final tally, 3,237 to 3,100. In our big story tonight, ABC 31's Joanna Phillips has more from Hopewell on what he hopes to contribute during his tenure.
It was a close race, but over the weekend, Jerome Hopewell gained enough votes against his opponent Ricky Raschel to become the next Alexandria City Marshal. The election was a runoff between the two candidates who ran in the original election in March. Saturday's final count came down to just 137 votes. Raschel with 3,100 and Hopewell with 3,237 for the win.
We knew that it was going to be a tough race. We knew that it was going to be a close race, and we needed everybody we could to come out and vote. Turnout we knew was going to be pretty low. I think overall it probably had 15, roughly 15%, if you look at all the precincts.
Raschel has been serving as the interim city marshal after the resignation of former Marshal Terrence Grimes last June. He has 23 years of experience working for the Alexandria City Marshal's office, and the big question after his loss on Saturday is if he'll continue working once Hopewell takes office.
I spoke with him briefly on the phone, and if it's not today, I'll sit down and talk with him probably tomorrow, and we'll work out a schedule.
Hopewell is ready to start in his new position as soon as possible. Joanna Phillips, ABC 31 News.
A proposition for the schools in Buckeye was also defeated. Elsewhere, a bond issue for schools in the Ruby Wise area was approved, and voters also approved a drainage proposition and 2 fire district proposals. New U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Louisiana, David Joseph, has now been in office for a little over a month. He has an extensive background in prosecution.
I went to undergraduate at Oklahoma University, which is where I graduated from high school, and then I went to LSU Law School. I clerked for Justice Victory, who is the Supreme Court judge from Shreveport, and then I clerked for Judge Parker in the Middle District in Baton Rouge, and then I went to the JAG Corps, in the Army JAG Corps when the Iraq War started up.
Why don't you explain, for many do not know what the JAG Corps is.
Okay, the JAG Corps is the Army's lawyers that prosecute crimes under the military justice system. And so that the Army both has prosecutors and defenders, and I've done a little bit of both, but I really was gravitated much more towards the prosecution side.
Joseph will spend time in a number of different areas throughout the state of Louisiana, but his main office will be located in Shreveport. Very early Sunday morning, a DeVille teen died in a single vehicle crash in Grant Parish. He's been identified as 18-year-old Benjamin Austin Williford. Troopers say he lost control on Highway 8, went off the road, and hit some trees. His pickup then flipped over. Pinesville police say they've arrested a man for a rape that happened on April 22nd on Chandler Street. It's 54-year-old Gregory Lee of Pineville. Police say the victim was able to describe the man who broke into her apartment and assaulted her. Natchitoches police arrest a man for making defamatory remarks over social media. Darian Moore is charged with defamation against an NPD patrol officer as well as a citizen. Police say that happened last fall. A veteran state trooper from Rapides Parish is among those arrested for injuring public records and malfeasance. Senior Trooper Wayne Taylor has served more than 11 years in office. 2 former and 2 current troopers are now accused of violating the rules with the LACE program. That program allows troopers to conduct enforcement within a specific parish. It must be outside the troopers' regular shifts. An investigation started 6 months ago about wrongdoing by troopers working LACE in the New Orleans area. Taylor's employment status is pending an administrative process. An Australian-based company has selected Vidalia in Concordia Parish for the site of a $25 million graphite processing facility. Officials say that will mean more than 50 new jobs. Raw Resources will produce graphite anode materials for batteries in electric vehicles and other products. The Junior League brought out the big trucks this weekend. They hosted the annual League of Trucks events at Lake Bulow. The fun event gave children the opportunity to explore tractors, first responders' vehicles, and to enjoy some food. And speaking of enjoying food, the pie capital of Louisiana held its famous Pie Festival this weekend. ABC31's Shar Thomas was there to bring us a taste of the fun.
Since 2000, the town of LeCount has held the title as the pie capital of the state of Louisiana.
City Wick, could you help us get Louisiana on, LeCount on the map? And he said, what do you want me to do? I said, I want you to put on one of your bills, LeCount as being the pie capital of Louisiana.
That's exactly what he did. Every year, the town gathered for a pie festival to celebrate the town's culture. This weekend, the town held their 18th annual Pie Festival. Cedric Clark sat in for his mom while she baked pies to bring to the festival to sell. Clark says his mom is known around town for her pies, but she doesn't have a business.
Making pies for years now. She's kind of known around the town to make pies. She's known for it.
The festival wasn't just about pies. Nellie Turner brought out her famous barbecue sauce to spice things up. Turner says her sauce has a lot of history behind it, which she is leaving to her children to continue her legacy.
Because I have retired, so all I do is stuff food now. So I'm leaving it to the girls, the grandchildren, and the children to continue this barbecue sauce.
Festival goers not only got a taste of pie and sauce, they enjoyed delicious foods, arts and crafts, and they even got a chance to shop locally. Shar Thomas, ABC 31 News.
When temperatures rise, some don't always have the luxury of turning on a thermostat. That's why KLAX TV and area businesses have teamed up to form the Spring Fan Drive for the elderly. You can help by dropping off a fan at a location near you. Fans will be collected and distributed by each parish's Council on Aging provider. Remember, keeping cool isn't something that comes easy for everyone. Help us to bring some relief from the summer heat to those less fortunate.
Well, if you're like me and you were hoping for the weather to stay very nice and dry out there as far as our humidity goes, it's just not going to be the case. Over the next couple of days, we're going to be setting the stage for severe weather in the Midwest, which means it's going to be pulling from Gulf moisture and throwing that into the atmosphere. That starts here. We're so close to the Gulf of Mexico. It's going to be partly sunny and humid tomorrow. It's been a while since we've talked about the humidity, but it starts tomorrow. As we go into the day on Wednesday, it continues. Humid conditions, a few clouds, plenty of sunshine out there. But again, it's going to be humid outside, and that continues all through this week. Those temperatures aren't going to be terrible. We're going to be in the upper 80s, but still, the humidity will definitely be noticeable after several days of very nice dry weather. That all changes starting off tomorrow. That high pressure that's centered over the southeast at the current moment will slide east, and as it does, we're going to have more humidity coming off of the Gulf of Mexico and even tapping into some tropical air, which is the big change from what we have out there right now. We have continental air in place. We're going to start getting some Gulf moisture and even Caribbean moisture to help pull forward and throw into the atmosphere. That'll be warmer and much more humid conditions. The day planner tomorrow is still not bad, though. 76 through the noon hour, The wind out of the south-southeast at about 8 miles per hour. We'll top out around 83. It'll be around 83 by 5 o'clock. Mostly sunny, just a few clouds lingering on. But again, we're setting the stage for severe weather across the plains. All of that humidity is going to be coming right across the top of us and going out into the plains. And by Wednesday night, we'll be talking about basically the panhandle of Texas going toward Oklahoma City, Kansas City. That's where the storms will be. Eventually, these storms could work into our area as we go into the day on Friday. So it's going to take a while for it to get here as we go forward. 57 out there tonight, mostly clear skies. The humidity comes in tomorrow, violently. I'm not sure what the correct word is there, but 83 degrees for our high tomorrow. The winds out of the south-southeast, humid conditions. Checking out that extended forecast, 83 for our Tuesday, 85 on Wednesday, 85 again on Thursday. Friday, we may have a chance of a shower or storm. Even possibly, we could be talking about severe weather. 86 for that high. Cold front comes through on Saturday. It really doesn't change our air mass much, but still storms around. 83 for Sunday and 85 as we go into next Monday. That's a look at your 7-day and your weather forecast. Scott?
All right. Thank you, Ross. For loved ones suffering from dementia, can music offer another way to connect? With more, here's Tara Palmieri.
The families of 5 million patients suffering from Alzheimer's in the United States struggle to reach a loved one they once knew. Sometimes music can offer a way in. Using songs they love has been an active area of research among Alzheimer's experts, a potential therapeutic option. But why? Researchers at the University of Utah released a new study today that may offer some early insight. The group recruited 17 patients with Alzheimer's and worked with caregivers over 3 weeks to develop a personalized music program. With their own playlist, they clipped recognizable 20-second segments from the music. Then, using functional MRI imaging, they studied how playing these music segments forwards and backwards changed the signals in the brain compared to what happened in total silence. Their findings? The music activated different areas of the brain and increased the signals between networks. How this affects the patient's memory and cognition is still unknown. Is the impact temporary or permanent? How long does the music exposure need to be? This sample is small, and more research is needed for families that want to reach their loved ones.
Some great news now if you like dark chocolate. We know it's good for the heart, and last week a new study showed it's good for the brain. Now another study shows slight improvement in vision 2 hours after eating a bar of 72% dark chocolate. Previous studies suggest antioxidants in dark chocolate increase blood flow in the body, including to the eyes.
MASH 4077, SOS and Mayday.
MeTV presents MASH May Days.
Something special just for me.
Each week in May, MeTV remembers a different memorable 4077 character. There's Hawkeye Week.
It's a prayer come true.
Hot Lips Week.
Here's to me.
Radar Week.
Oh, that's me.
Potter Week.
Perfecto.
And BJ Week.
You've got to be kidding.
On MeTV Alexandria.
Good evening and welcome back to KLAX ABC31 Sports. Northwestern State's gritty run to the championship match of the Southland Conference Women's Tennis Tournament was put to a halt on Sunday as the Demons' season came to a close. Regular season champion McNeese State proved to be the aggressor in their 4-1 beatdown of the Demons in the finals. Cowgirls avenged their only conference defeat of the season when they lost to NSU in early March. The Lady Demons' only point was notched by senior Polina Ivanova, who was victorious at #2 singles. Demons' season ends with a 16-9 record. Northwestern State track and field team set 28 personal records at the Leon Johnson NSU Invitational on Saturday. The jumpers recorded 9 of the 28 PRs, while the sprinters added 7. Among the jumpers, Jacorius Jeter and Kedrick Hayes finished top 6 in the long jump, while on the women's side, Fabriana Nation and Brooke Petkovich finished 4-5. In sprints, Tredarius Carr ran a 10.4 in the men's 100, and Deja Moore had a PR of 11.8 seconds in the 100. For all those PRs, visit NSU Demons.
Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
On May 12th, join us in celebrating our Girls on the Run 5K, a program of preparing girls to be physically and emotionally active to compete in a celebratory 5K event. Join Taboo Harley and the Litas of Lafayette on May 12th and Ride Your Harleys for Hope, a Saturday focused on our female riders with all proceeds benefiting the Hope House of Cenlaw. Get ready for the 8th annual Louisiana Dragon Boat Races on May 5th in Alexandria. This exciting family event makes for a great day of good spirited racing and a great time on and off the water. Join us for a morning of family fun at Longleaf Hospital. Come together and break the stigma of mental illness on May 5th. For more community events, visit us on Facebook or at KLAXTV.com.